quarterback. So I would probably say the fact that the Saints went and did what they did with Teddy Bridgewater, that's probably where they're going to look. Now, if Bridgewater decides to not stay and go, maybe you take a chance on Lynch. I don't know. But someone always told me this when I first started. And this person said, when a top player or a big-name player from another team is either traded or released, there's a reason why, right? Like the Saints aren't releasing Alvin Kamara, or they're not. If they do, there's an injury concern. I mean, right? I mean, there's the Sixers, Drew Holiday, all-star guard. Sure, you can have him. We'll take a couple of first-round picks. Great. What did the Hornets Pels learn after that?
Saquon Barkley, welcome to the NFL. It's the coach. You're tuned into Week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, Giants fans will see the debut of their dynamic new runner, number 2 overall pick, Saquon Barkley, as the New York Giants are in for a test, facing one of the toughest defenses in the NFL, the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'll be back at halftime with a look ahead to the early game. Let's get you back up to Metlife Stadium. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, we welcome everybody to the Garden State. EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at Metlife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This is the scene just before we came on air. This New York crowd fired up by the arrival of their G-men as they burst from the locker room. They're ready to go as the Giants get set to match up with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at this Giants ball club. And I don't think from what we feel there's any ready to roll.
They pass the eye. This team looks fired up and ready to play.
Meanwhile, visiting Jaguars. And tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set, and both teams start to get things going.
And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the... Here are Giants starting to dream. Be the now 30-year-old calling the shots in his season. At the helm of the Eli.
When you look at the numbers in 2017, there's plenty of cause for concern. Of his career, fewest yards per down hitters, and if you can't you don't hear about his workout program. But this is the win and wants to get back on the top of the heap.
And his first pass is in.
Great time to focus on a healthy group of pass catchers. How about Odell Beckham? Because health is the key for them. When they're right, they stack up against just about any wide receivers and a tight end.
Now the first single. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Jack there to make the tackle. And we take you through the starting for Jack.
I want to highlight Telvin Smith, only the third backer in Jacksonville Jaguar history to make a Pro Bowl, but not for that reason. When he came out of Florida State with his build, many were projecting him as a safety in the NFL, around 215 pounds. He's got a little bit bigger, but his ability to run and hit and make plays has made him one of the most valuable linebackers in the NFL. They made the right choice at that spot.
To throw is Manning. And incomplete here on third down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sashing. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty?
For a great Flooring experience, 504-249-94. That's 504-249-6394. Or visit them on LNA Road, off Airline and Metairie, or online at NOLAFlooring.com. Watch out, the holiday season is near. It's never too early to plan for those, and baking, roasting, keeping it cold, keeping it hot, getting ready, whoa, slow down, relax. Let Cashio's Catering relieve the stress that comes with those festive holiday meals. From family get-togethers where you can just pick up your meals to large corporate events where Cashio's will actually do the catering. Go to Cashios.com, check out the menus, and discuss the details with their experienced planning now. Cashio's Catering for the holidays.
Stuck in a state of falling behind, struggling to keep up with your kids.
No flag, let out.
And forces fourth down. Fourth down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. Back deep, Jadon. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And now a fair catch called for. Taken just outside the 40-yard line. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Jaguars go on offense on 10. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They'll be brought out by their third-year quarterback out of U.S. Cody. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the former USC Trojan. It's Cody Kessler.
When Cody Kessler was drafted, many people thought it was a surprise. Third round, they thought he would go later. But When he came out, the man who selected him told the rest of the world, trust me, this guy can play.
Late to Didi, and he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 23 yards on the play. And a nice start back to pick up first.
And I think preseason is officially over now. Getting into the groove of the regular season, that's a great way to get started. First drive of the season, what a nice complete.
Now a first carry for T.J. Yeldon. And he'll work his 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Someone's looking fresh, and this O-line is definitely licking their chops. One likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain, too.
Let's go. On second down, here's Kessler. Oh, he's got him in complete. And they do get him down, but not before he reaches the 4-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams
nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
This when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him, trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, they're able to come up with the ball.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on second and goal, back even further. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he's going to be brought down just shy of at the 6. Up of 10 yards. And that'll make it third and goal.
And that was a good run. This was only one of 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards in 2017. And I think you can't let him run wild here.
What do you think, 100 is the measuring stick?
That is want to keep that a good deep.
Lucas credit the Giants defense that task up.
It's defense some credit. They let the guys get downfield, but when it came to shove, they're and now they're likely dumped.
Lambo was one.
Going down. It's like down to 1.
That drive took him 10.
Or unveiled. It's like that'd be cool. Yeah, tonight, man. It's the opener. I know Nick Cole did look strong in the preseason, but preseason, Drew Brees got minimal work in the preseason. I'm not sweating on it. I'm going to take the Eagles minus.
Just taking it.
Early Jason Giles, who you like?
I can't go with the other teams. I got to be here what the point spread is.
Yeah, I'm going with that. Fly. I don't care how this goes. Look, I would love Garland to see Carolina next week.
Last year, from team history, or at least that's what they want. Yeah, clearly, Charles, correct me if I'm wrong, the talent on this team, too good for another 3-13 finish, right?
And I think that was reflected in their draft in 2013. Because if it was an all-out rebuild, they would have dropped back at number 2. Instead, they drafted Saquon Barkley. So that signals to me back to run the ball and trying to punish people on offense and take the pressure off of Eli Manning. And on the defensive side of the ball, they obviously better, but believe really helped them there. Their head coach, Pat Shermer, comes from a family, understands how valuable it is, and loves the toughness that a good defense can provide.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands, but instead it just brings up 4.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunity, but that's the last thing he's have happened.
4 is pretty weak. I'm not buying the Cowboys, at least in this opener. I think Carolina, I think Christian McCaffrey runs wild on the Cowboys defense. Cowboys offensive line is really beat up. Dak Prescott's going to get a lot of pressure from Sunday. I'm going to go with the Panthers at -3.
He's able to recover his own fumble, and that
Jason, is Ezekiel Elliott the difference for you? Who do you like?
I have to agree with Carolina. It hurts me. I like Dak Prescott. I think great year, but there's just too many question marks around those guys. They ended the season really well. The Cowboys did. You think the sophomores were, but it's only if you got people around you. You've lost the best tight end that's played in the game the last 15 years.
Right.
Where are you going to go? Des Bryant doesn't know what he's doing, so you got to go with Carolina, especially at home.
Let's start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on second down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain.
He goes underneath for Yeldon, and they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, and just like that, it's third down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Off the play fake, Kessler. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And they'll get it all the way out near midfield to the 45. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Looking to throw on first is Kessler. Left side complete. Safarian Jenkins. And he'll be brought down to the 45-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
12-point favorite against Texas A&M. Garley, what you got?
I think the Clemson Tigers roll this one. They have two quarterbacks.
D-line, we'll see how they do today.
And I'd hate to be defensive lineman having to deal with these guys. They come in hungry, mean, and confident. They think that no one can block them.
Now Kessler throwing on second down. That's into the hands of Westbrook over the middle. And he's going to get this inside the 30. First down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Fournette, a first down carry. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your line back the edge.
Here we go now.
On second down, Kessler. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. And they'll get 9 there as that sets it for third down.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Kessler. And this is caught by Lee. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Marquise Lee, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. And when the quarterback drops and has a guy that wide open in the end zone, his eyes have to get just as big as grapefruits.
Oh, without a doubt. This is the easiest throw you're going to get, and you're going to get the benefit of a touchdown on.
So we'll start with you. Nichols, Tulane. Pick 'em game. What you got?
Tulane. I
You're
got to
going
do
with
it.
the wave. Okay. Right, Garland, who you like?
Well, I like the wave, but I know we're doing the spreads here also. Dude, I cannot believe that Tulane's a 15-point favorite in this game. Nichols showed you last week against Kansas that they can not only throw the ball with Chase Forcade, but now they have a workhorse running back in Kendall Busk who got 25 carries last week. That spread just blows me away. Tulane had a lot, as you saw Gus being on the sideline. This offense still has some work to do for Tulane. I like Nichols. I don't think they're going to win this game, but it's going to be a lot closer to 15 points. I will say that.
15 points is an awful lot. Again, like you did see them score that second half, but to your point, if you can run the football and you can throw the football like Nichols, you can throw it. I'm with you.
Josh Lambo now for the point after.
Nichols with the points.
Point after by Lambo, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. Here's Lambo out to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down.
Got the trouble in the base with the surround sound. Turn it off now.
Twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
And now the ball comes out. Manning lost it. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's second and a country mile. On second down, here's Barkley. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. That one good for 10 yards. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
And you remember pre-draft, there was a lot of speculation the Giants should look for their future quarterback at number 2 with a great possibility. Remember, Sam Darnold from USC was still on the board. And they passed on him to take this runner, Saquon Barkley. And this is exactly why. They think he can extend the life of Eli Manning's career and give them 1,000-yard seasons year after year.
They haven't had a 1,000-yard season since 2012. Ahmad Bradshaw did it then.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Giant football quarter.
Go check out StubHub.
4th down. Here's Riley Dixon now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Skirts by him at the 35. 51 yards on the punt there. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Cody Kessler trotting back onto the field. He's had one of those games that any quarterback loves, not only being able to complete some passes, but some deep passes.
And it's pretty to watch. I mean, it's an absolute joy to see, but let's face it, we got to give a little bit of credit where it's deserved, right?
Well, the protection's been great, if that's where you're going.
Yeah, protection's been phenomenal, but how about how it's been spotlighted, right? Our producer, Christian McLeod, our director, Kyle Burt, the rest of the crew, what they put together with these images and pictures, if you're an offensive lineman, that's what you're taking with you to contract time.
They're going to have a lot to take to contract time if this continues.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Yeldon. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 10 yards there. Good enough for a Jags first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
They keep it with Yeldon on first down. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Fournette on the counter, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Wow, that play got shut down in a hurry.
As soon as the snap came, you could see defensively they were just closing in. That was going nowhere.
Yeah, you count on your offensive line to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time so you can make a move. There was none there for him.
Throw with Kessler. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Lee. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
So he runs slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Over the middle, complete. It's Cole. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this, when he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
All right, here we go.
Into the red zone now, it's Kessler. Lee's got it over the middle, and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. On second down, here's Fournette. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
The Jaguars on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Lambeau will put this one through, and that'll push the lead up to 13-0. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambeau to kick this one off. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Eli Manning and company getting set here as they head back onto the field. He has not had the game that he envisioned. His team has not had the game that they've envisioned here. So how do they turn this around now?
Well, right now, what he's looking forward to doing is finding a way to get the added weight on his back. Is it like that monkey that Steve Young was talking about? Remember that in Super Bowl?
Oh, the 95 Super Bowl.
Right, when they beat the Chargers, and, you know, he had that weight of expectations and past greats on his back. In this case, it's just bad play. Can he shake it off and then be able to play loose and free and help his team out?
Let's see if he can do just that. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's second down. Offensively, might be thinking, what's going on here? 1 for their first 7 throwing the football.
So maybe they're thinking about rethinking their strategy a little bit right now with the way that they're throwing it around, not having that success. Might have to lean on the running game for a little while and see if they can get it back in form.
A handoff to Barkley, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
To throw, it's Manning. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory. Cody Kessler trotting back onto the field. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter.
Here we go now. Green 39.
They begin with a run by Fournette. And he takes us across the 15 to the 17. Olivier Vernon brings him down. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to East Rutherford, but first this timeout. A reminder coming up at the half, we hook up with a new guy, Jonathan Coachman from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis, and more importantly this year, scores and stats from around the league here in Week 1, so do not press that skip button. Kessler looks to throw on second down. They go with a screen. It's Yeldon. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
first and 10. It's Kessler. Throw left side complete. It's Lee. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A Jacksonville first down on a pickup of 17. This quarterback now pretty remarkable. 14 of 15 through the air, only one incompletion, and another first and 10 here. Now Kessler on first down. Quick throw that's complete on the inside slant. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. On second down, here's Yeldon. And he'll get it down here to the 43. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
All right, I'm back.
On first down, Kessler. Got his man complete in the middle. That's Lee. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. This quarterback now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's first and 10.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
From the red zone now. First down. Here's Kessler. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
They go back to the ground now with Yeldon, and able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation.
So remix.
Shotgun, then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Here's Kessler. That one complete to Yeldon. And here he'll get it down to the 7. And now before this 4th and 2 play comes to fruition, they're going to think about it and call a timeout, as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Lambeau will put this one through, and that's going to make this a 16-0 ball game. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambeau to kick this one off. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Manning now on first down. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, DJ Hayden. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, this from 48.
John, like New York.
We'll put this one through. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll check in for the first time with the newest member of our Madden family. It's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Damn.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Won't produce, and I really sincerely hope he does. But at some point, they've talked him up for a year now. Like, let's see it. And maybe this is the opportunity with Southeastern, favorable matchup, kind of get him going a little bit. But we haven't talked much about Moss, and I am intrigued. And this feels like a game where if he's healthy and gets out on the field, maybe we can see Thad Moss make an impact with us Southeastern coming in. It'll also be a game, I would assume, where it's a home game. Obviously, you can dress everybody out. Non-conference home game, you can dress everybody. New redshirt rule, they could play everybody. So it'll be interesting to see what they elect to do to that end. Also, yesterday at practice, Todd Harris and Eric Monroe did not participate. So we talked on Monday about the numbers. They played 9 defensive backs on Sunday against Miami, and we lauded that depth. Well, that's going to be tested a little bit now. Now, Monroe didn't play, but Harris is injured, and Greedy had a stinger against and I haven't seen much about that either, but Gordy reported that during the game broadcast that when Greedy first left the field, he had a stinger, and then the second time he left was with cramps. So my guess is that's why Greedy was wearing a non-contact jersey yesterday, not because of cramps, but because of the stinger. So you kind of have this opportunity, right? If you're Ed Ogeron, where you're playing a team that you should beat handily. I understand and respect every opponent, and I don't mean to minimize that, but you're LSU and you're playing an FCS school. We all understand that, right? This should be an easy win where you can get a lot of work accomplished and rest guys if you need to, and let's see to what end they do that. So I'm all for resting everybody. If there's anybody that is injured or nicked or bumped or you're not completely sold on being ready to roll, then I'm perfectly fine with resting those players this week with Southeastern coming in, because a week from Saturday, you're at Auburn and you better have everybody ready to go at that point. All right, it is after further review. We are going to talk about Sean Payton meeting with the media earlier today, updated Andrews Pete, and talk about the running back situation. Oddly enough, right now, Saints only have 2 running backs on the roster.
We welcome everyone
yesterday,
back for quarter number 3. Rosas now to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Oh, good footwork on this man. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Second half beginning with a run from Fournette. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
They'll run it again with Fournette. And he stopped immediately there. Tackle made that time by Dalvin Tomlinson. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Let's go. Blue Lightning.
Throwing is Kessler on third down. Looking long for Westbrook. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings us fourth down.
1,200 people can fit in the chute in the area. I think it's a great idea. It opens 2.5 hours before kickoff, so if you want to go get out of the sun, get into the stadium, have a few pops, you can do that in the chute. You can watch. I know I sound like I'm doing a commercial for them, but and that's unintentional. I don't get anything for this, but I'd like the idea conceptually. I don't know anybody else at a college stadium that's doing this in particular. There are stadiums, obviously, that are selling beer within their stadiums, to the general seating in the stadium, and I'm all for that. But until the SEC gets on board and allows that, LSU is finding every loophole they can to be appealing and find these alternatives for their fans. And I really like it a lot. So media got to go look at the chute today, this Saturday. So it opens 2.5 hours before kickoff. So 6 o'clock kick, right? So the chute will open at 3:30 on Saturday in Tiger Stadium in the south end zone. If you get a chance to get in the stadium, you want to go check it out. Again, it's $20 to get in. And if you, I tell you what, because T-Bob and I do pregame, obviously, and we're on 5 hours prior to kickoff. So 6 o'clock kick will be on at 1 o'clock on Eagle 98.1 and on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. But if you go into the chute on Saturday, do me a solid. Like, if you think of it, you'll probably be drinking and forget. But if you think of it, snap some pictures or videos and tweet them, or Facebook or Instagram and tag me in them just so I can see them. Use them on the pregame show on Saturday. I'm very interested to see how that's received when it actually go in. So, chute will be open on Saturday. All right, it's after further review. If you want to join us, you can. Let's see, 30 minutes from right now. Darren Teakin, who to start?
This is taken at the 18. 12 yards on the return that time. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the third quarter. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like?
Fucking ribs.
Because
tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker board?
Yeah, those two.
Open man right side is Ingram. A gain of 6 there on first.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Here's a give to Barkley. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. Now, those Giant fans, you know that they love seeing Saquon Barkley wearing their jersey, but it's interesting. He actually grew up a Jets fan.
Yeah, I wonder what his dad was thinking. What Big Al was thinking on draft night. Had to be so happy for his son. But they grew up watching Jets games. Just sit together, watch it. In fact, Dad has a Jets tattoo.
It's caught at the 10. And he'll be down deep into Jacksonville territory. Manning to Beckham. A big play there. 42 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's. And that's exactly what they did there.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They come out here in the I. Trying to punch it in, Stewart. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard. down to about the 1. This is 3rd and goal. Still looking for the first points of the game. So 3rd and goal. Stewart. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Another stop on 3rd down, and this defense still hasn't allowed a touchdown to this point.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. They'll send Beckham alone to the left side. Manning indeed going for it on 4th. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Miles Jack coming in hard on the blitz. He gets him down for a loss of 4. So they finally get their first trip to the red zone.
And it is with them.
That's what I'm going to focus on because you teed it up really well. Finally get to the red zone. So there's got to be a little bit of frustration because they haven't moved the ball as well as they wanted to all game. Now they get there, but we got to go for it because we don't know if we're going to get back here again. We don't know how many opportunities because they've been sputtering a little bit.
Absolutely. At this stage in the second half, to get there and not get it for the first time, tough. Trying to get the run game going. This is Fournette. Nice move on the play, but he will be brought down shy of the 15. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Looking back to Leonard Fournette's rookie campaign, over 1,000 yards rushing. And coming into the league, some people saw this kid as an ex-Adrian Peterson. What can we expect from him going forward?
I like the comparison because of the size, the strength, the speed. But I think he catches the ball better than Adrian Peterson. So up his utilization in the passing game. But what really impressed me was down the stretch in the divisional playoff game against Pittsburgh. Hurt his ankle, left the game for a while, and came back and helped. His team to a big victory. Remember, he had some dings at LSU that kept him out of a few games. I thought that was a breakthrough for Leonard Fournette.
They were in zone defensively, went with a crossing route. It's always interesting to watch that chess match.
Yeah, and I think safeties don't mind crossing routes against zone because eventually
it wouldn't have no glitches. It wouldn't be no fun.
And that's when
it would be no unpredictable.
The big hit or play on the ball.
Offensively, nice execution to find a hole, make the catch. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd down, there's the option going left. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. He has enough for the first down on the keeper, a gain of 6.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out.
Tesla's kicking ass
right now.
So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, coach, put me in.
A first down carry now for Yeldon. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Getting bullied.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. And now they'll throw it with Kessler. Hall bringing it in. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On third down, Fournette. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play.
LSU. Oh, I thought he had it. He had it.
Nice job there defensively.
Challenge that.
Down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up
we thought he had a good training camp for us, and yet one of the challenges, especially early in the season, is trying to fit all the right pieces in place relative to your active roster and your practice squad. And so that was really ultimately the main thing he's developed, and I'm sure is going to continue to.
So, not an issue with Boston Scott. It's literally just you had an injury. You got to find where you have availability. Tommy Lee Lewis is going to be returning kicks and punts. Boston Scott's your third back. Look where you might have a look. Anyway, Sean Payton continue with a little more on Boston Scott.
Well, look, we thought he did some good things, and yet there's a number of things he has to improve on. So for us, we're constantly looking at the vision for the player, what he does well. I think, he's further along as a running back and more behind as a returner.
That's it. That, to me, is the most interesting. Further along as a running back, behind as a returner. Because it seemed as though that was the differentiator, right? Especially when they released Brandon Tate. It felt like, you just read the tea leaves because Sean's not always forthcoming with that sort of stuff, and that's his right, but it felt like when they released Brandon Tate, they were saying, hey, we like Boston Scott back here. Really, that was the indicator that Tommy Lee Lewis was the guy that they really liked returning kicks and punts. And we went through the numbers yesterday. Last year, Mark Ingram, 230 rush attempts. Alvin Kamara, 120 rush attempts. The next highest rush attempt total from back was Adrian Peterson at 27.
Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably
Payton said today that he's never had a team go into a game with just two running backs. It would be hard to do, but it is certainly a possibility. Unless if that third back is giving you special teams reps, like I would say a Trey Edmonds would be more valuable. If he can help you on special teams, covering kicks and punts, he's giving you something in that roster spot. If you don't trust Boston Scott to return kicks and punts, he's not going to get a ton of reps as a running back unless if there was an injury, so I kind of get it. The obvious question is, what happens if you have an injury? Well, then you adjust. Throw the ball a little more, you ride whichever running back remains. My guess is they activate Jonathan Williams from the practice squad, and they signed him from the practice squad and activated him against Hamlet. They desperately feel like
that goose egg off the board.
Count it down. Saints and Bucks this Sunday, noon. One more from today. Here was a Drew Brees
working out the kinks. This game one.
Saints get ready for their opener. Of course, you don't have to. Hey, never mind that. You're not going to hear that further review. If you want to join us, you can tweet us at Matt Moscona at 1045 ESPN, or jump in the huddle on the free 104.5 Baton Rouge app. Lots of ways to get involved in the show. Please feel free to do that. Tweet us at Matt Moscona, or in the huddle on the 104.5 Baton Rouge app. So, go around the SEC. We'll have Fantasy Blitz coming up here in about 20 minutes from right now. So, one of the most famous gifts social media is James Harden's eye roll. I was given a post-game interview a while back and walked away from the reporter on field and kind of rolled his eye. Well, last night, Alex Bregman and the Astros scored a 9-1 win. Your boy has 5 RBI in the 9-1 win.
and he's given an on-field interview to the Sportsnet reporter. And, well, just if you're watching, you'll see it, but give a listen.
For you and Bucks Red Sox.
Touchdown number 1 of the NFL.
Like, how competitive do you see this weekend going for you and Bucks Red Sox?
So Bregman gave the James Harden eye roll last night to the reporter on field.
Welcome to the NFL moment, isn't it? The one that you actually like. A lot of times it's that big hit from a linebacker that says, all right, Rook, here you are. But when you're able to put it in the end zone and feel that sense of accomplishment, that usually fuels you towards doing it many more times in your career.
Aldrich Rosas on for the extra point. Rosas good with the extra point. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. Rosas now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. Now all of a sudden we've got an interesting game here. You just saw them go down and score a touchdown. And what was a comfortable lead at halftime, it's down to a 2-score game.
And so the obvious thought is they've got to ramp things back up again. Got to get the offense into high gear. But we've seen this before when you've kind of been in shutdown mode for a while thinking that you're okay. It's hard to mash the gas again and have everything work perfectly. They've got to patch together a good drive right here and now.
Because defensively, got to be feeling confident. They haven't allowed a point this half.
Sometime in this fourth quarter, someone on defense is going to have to step up and force a turnover.
Here's the option going left on second down. And now he'll tuck it and run. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
All right, I don't want to get too poetic here where they talk about, the eyes being the windows of the soul. You know what else the eyes do? They see the open spaces on a field, and those eyes carry your legs to those spots. And that's what happened on that play. He saw an opening and went and got it.
Well, he really hasn't ran the ball all game. Fourth quarter, you need a big play, able to pick it up. So whatever the eyes saw and created, it worked. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it'll be a second down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Second down, here's an option right, and he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 5 yards that time, taking it himself, and he has enough for the first.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Alec Ogletree in on the stop.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Let's go! From the gun on third down, Kessler. Open man is Westbrook, complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39, green 39.
It's back to the 33. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off.
Delay of game, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. After the penalty, it's Yeldon. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. Kessler throwing now. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Paul. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th. And now the Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And Lambeau will put this one through, and that will make this now a 15-point advantage. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambeau to kick this one off. This one fielded at the 5. And some room to roam now.
There's no downplaying that we all knew that this was a critical possession, and to get a return like that to start things off, that's the spark that they needed. That's the spark they were looking for.
And now out come the Giants. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm willing to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
On first down, Manning. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Evan Ingram, the tight end, and that'll bring up second down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Zebra.
Manning again here on 2nd and 10. Oh, the rookie nearly had the pick. Probably should have had it. 3rd down now. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter and find their way open.
He finds Beckham complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. On 1st and 10, here's Manning. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. This carry brought to an end at the 8. Good stick skills, but not much room to operate. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal. stepping up. He'll try and run. He'll get 5 out of the keeper, but now it's 3rd down. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Manning now on 3rd and goal. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, so they got the score. Do you go for 1 here and save the possible 2-point conversion for later?
I think you do, because if you go...
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. And all the defense has it. But he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
I remember when they changed the rule, and there's a lot of consternation, especially coming from the kickers. Okay, how's this going to affect things, having to kick a longer one now? Much more of a field goal attempt. And the defensive guys saw it as a...
No doubt, to another winless season. I just hope that you score a bucket. I just want one. Just a bucket.
Down near the goal line, you would basically see guys just stand there.
Need help drawing an inbound play before you leave? Let me know.
We have 5 inbound plays.
Good. Yeah, he needed it. He needed 10 last year.
Why would I go with 10? If they can't master 2, why would I put in more?
Just confusion. Keep working till they get it. Yeah. Can't ever believe that you put a product on the floor that did not score a half point.
Tennessee Volunteers.
Nick Saban has sold his soul to death. Like, that's official. You know, Brandon Kennedy, the starting center at Tennessee, for his ACL. He'll miss the remainder of the season. Brandon Kennedy is the kid who was at Alabama and transferred to Tennessee, which caused all the ruckus with Nick Saban this offseason about transfers within the conference. So the kid who ultimately got eligible to go to Tennessee for his ACL at practice. So sophomore Ryan Johnson, who was the right guard, he'll move over and start at center against East Tennessee State.
The Georgia Bulldogs.
The receiving trio of Terry Godwin, Jason Stanley, and Kyrus Jackson all went through Wednesday's early drills at full speed, showing no after effects of the injuries that prevented them from playing against Austin Peay. Also, defensive back Tyreek McGee limited on account of the broken bone he suffered in his foot in a scrimmage in August. Kirby Smart said he did not plan to make a decision on those injured receivers until Thursday night.
The Texas A&M Aggies.
A&M sophomore linebacker Anthony Hines III, who missed the opener with a sprain, will play against Clemson. Jimbo Fisher announced that news today. A&M's defense was without 3 starters in the second half against Northwestern after they had all been ejected for targeting, but they'll be back after the first half. They'll be back in the first half against Clemson. Also, A&M junior tight end Jason Sternberger was named the Mackey Award Player of the Week, 5 catches, 56 yards, and 2 touchdowns for the transfer tight end.
Commodores.
Vandy had its lowest attended home opener since 1981 this past weekend against Middle Tennessee State. A 35-7 win, 25,348 people showed up. Some assuming that maybe it was the fans boycotting, making a statement against build a new stadium. Derek Mason is imploring fans to come out for the game this Saturday at 11 a.m. against Nevada.
The Kentucky Wildcats